Bro, we're playing already, bro.
It's a United States grudge match coming here. It is bloodthirsty Kings picking up the Clash lane. It is Fly the Chicken in the jungle. Best player.
Almost so you're not gonna, bro. You funny,
lane.
bro. We supporting, bro. Come on
picking
now.
up the roam. It is Shark, and in the mid lane, it is.
Yo, what's up, chat?
Maybe this is the time that they're gonna be getting a win here. This is a best of 5. They have a grudge against each other, but thirsty Kings are definitely thirsty for a serious win in the survival week.
Thirsty for a win.
I mean, it's not like they have gotten a few games off. It's just, I mean, when it comes to being new to a game, understanding the compositions and understanding, especially when it comes to hero pool and things like that. It's going to be very interesting to see what BTK go. Do we have another plan out here that we might be going for?
Yeah, I want to see how they adjust here because right now, but let's take a look at level max and who they are.
You're more east or west of America. I mean Canada. So east. Win today? Hell yeah. We're always gonna win. Okay, well, who knows, bro? Who knows what the future holds, bro? Who knows what the future? Look at your LA kinda guy? How?
Level Max Club, the Limit Breakers. They are comprised of King Newell, Legend,
you think I'm West?
And now in the mid lane. These
you
guys
think I'm West?
have been performing better so far than the Bloodthirsty Kings, but they have a grudge. They want revenge. They want to take over.
That's what I'm saying
right now against BTK.
What?
Yeah, I want to say this was the first kind of wall that BTK hits since.
I'm not like the typical LA.
They were very dominant until they hit level max. Who, like I said,
I mean only Stella can judge that because she's from LA.
Met BTK in the finals and had a great plan.
We won't get 3-0, bro. We doing the 3-0, bro. Don't have the LA accent. You're definitely Filipino. Yes.
In the side lanes, which you don't see too often.
Bro, even chat, even in person, bro.
A lot more here. I could definitely see that BTK has been adjusting a lot because they haven't really played the game this long. But you see Fried Chicken playing pretty well with a lot more kills than Wu Ching here. Even the damage, the average gold, and even the team fight participation.
Hopefully, bro, we are winning. What do you mean, hopefully?
Is the one that you have to look at here for BTK.
Chat, you know what's crazy though?
Yeah, I was about to say the one of the
because of this.
I want to say the hardest.
They thought I'm a Latino.
On the side of BTK.
You just wake up. No.
And I feel like as far as the team goes, he's the one who's kind of adjusted the quickest. To the meta, to the heroes, to be able to kind of find his roles, even to the, I don't want to say separately, when BTK is doing bad,
you sound hella sleepy?
Whether doing bad, BTK,
what's up, I'm JD,
is able to find
what's up,
able to find those angles, able to find those kills and get in there to try to get the turnaround.
Man, that was lame.
Yeah, the only question is how much the hero pool of BTK has from the past week. How much has it widened?
I thought like the first game is gonna get like
be way harder compared to a best of 3 because level max up. I definitely am sure that their hero pool is much wider than BTK's, but there's a possibility that they need to finish just at the 3-0 if they want to win against level max.
Win today is what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, the earlier the better for BTK, and I mean it's unfortunate. Like I said, it's you're talking about a team that's very new to this. One thing I want to say too is I kind of like to see maybe BTK find an answer for the She pickups. I've seen time and time again when the enemy has She, it almost feels like BTK don't respect what she can do, or don't expect it for the most part. They've been caught by rotations every single time that pickup is on the enemy team. It's almost like it's come as a surprise during a lot of these fights.
Yeah, I want to see if that is in the pockets here of now, because if
bro, where's my water on my bed?
Nui is gonna be picked up first for the side of level max club, and that's a big pickup because a while ago,
bro,
even though it's not prioritized, still a very good setter for the early to mid game.
Oh yeah, and not just that, but that's a big answer to Hoon. It's one of his favorite pickups when it's allowed.
No,
they've been able to kind of refuse that to him as well. Here we're gonna go for the low pickup on the side of BTK. We've seen how strong it can be. Dolia, the next pickup for BTK, so they're gonna be looking for a lot of those resets. Hopefully, building a composition based on a lot of different heroes that can really meld well with them.
That you wouldn't know.
Yeah, they can pick up the Yuhuan for the next
that you wouldn't know. Here, or even I got a hoodie on, but I'm not wearing full hoodie.
If he wants to play a tank jungler that could really work towards what Zoya wants to do. And Yuhuan also being denied here, very smart for the side of LM. But BTK, I hope they answer with a shorts.
No, I have pants on.
I mean, that would be the obvious pickup here. I was actually kind of, I was hoping that they would be able to, they go with a Menki. They go to try to secure some type of comfort for best player, because that's one of his favorite heroes there. The Huan refusal is really great too, because that's one of the bigger, I want to say, counters for the Mai Shiranu, who can pretty much be all over the map. But
we got
there's
Menki.
A wide berth of area that Yuan affects. That's a great refusal by LM here.
Yeah, good pickup here for LM.
I'm gonna be late,
with these 2 picks, they can build a composition around it already. They have a lot of space, a lot of roaming for the Yuhuan, so they just need to have a stable farm laner on their side, or rather a farm laner and a clash laner that could work towards just denying the long
Surrender
space.
LM.
No and cap. As we move on, we do see the D-Rente
matter of fact, don't even play
taken off the board as well.
LM don't even play, bro.
And I'm kind of wondering what do we have left on the side of BTK to kind of round out this composition. We're still, like you said, still looking for that clash laner. Dune would have been a good pick up for the side of BTK. I do know Chicken does play Dune. He does favor the Dharma, which has already been taken off the board.
Charlotte.
We're gonna go for the Charlotte.
There you go. One of the favorites of Fried Chicken, together with a Fatih that we see from the almost all games that we see BTK on. And I do believe that if they perform really well with this one, they might be able to get this on a very long game against LM.
Bro, LM.
Yeah, and we were already talking about Chicken's ability to kind of get to that back line and find those kills, regardless of how his team is doing. Like if they're in an advantage or if they're in a disadvantage, but Chicken has been able to kind of set himself apart and really do well into that clash lane. Ooh, but we're gonna have a Flowborn pickup on the side of LM.
Even picking up the Bitey for their side. I'm really surprised about this pickup for the level max club, because we've seen this on one of the games from yesterday and it was not successful. But with this composition, maybe they might be able to win this somehow.
Yeah, I mean, we what was it, the death Sith that they were trying to, it just really wasn't as effective during a lot of these team fights to really kind of get those pull-ins. I do like we have on both teams, we have a good setting potential. LM, I feel like, has maybe just a few more in some of those stunts for Yuhan.
Game 1, 2, 3 BTK.
And the pop-ups and the CC from Maishiro now, or even Musashi
easy dubs
with that duel to the death. On the side of BTK, we have the Dream Roam coming in from best player. You've got Yixing, who can kind of set down that board as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see which one of these teams can kind of be successful with some of those initiating factors.
Yeah,
Chat, any anime to watch,
They have a lot of crowd controls. I like that the ultimate, they can play around the Hichiryu Wenjing from Mai Shiranui. They have a lot of dives for level max club in where the Arrow Storm could just go in and deal the damage. So all the damage is going to be coming in from this Flowborn, and he's going to be the one carrying it for the team.
That's what I'm saying. Just surrender. Don't play the game, bro.
Quickly by BTK to kind of shut that down. I do want to say the big thing I'm watching for with BTK is going to come
If
from
they
a
lose
lot
this,
of
are
these
they
rotations.
eliminated? No.
I
don't think
there
so,
has
not
been,
yet.
a little
But
bit
they're not
of
losing,
problems
though.
with some of the rotations when it comes to getting
But
caught
they got a suit
or,
and a jersey on.
being a little bit too late to some of these fights, just a step
What the
behind
fuck?
here. They have grown, and I want to say that they have kind of shown a lot of growth in the last few weeks, so we're going to see how well they've kind of picked up here in this rematch of their match against LM.
Really excited on how BTK has grown from their last match. I really like this
Is
composition.
LM really from
Very
US?
safe,
Yes.
very BTK, if I may say, because they really
They
want
are.
to play on this heroes and they want to win this first game very hardly. But LM saving up some strats, and now we're gonna go to game 1.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the grudge match between the
Is
United
LM
States,
Chinese?
LM,
What you
taking
wearing?
on
A fucking hoodie and
Yeah, let's see how they are gonna do this. BTK
my sleeping clothes.
really needs to get that revenge. Has been 2 punches already from
I don't wanna
LM,
wear
and
the
they
full
need to get a
hoodie, bro.
punch back here.
Because it's hot.
Yeah, and we can go ahead and.
But I don't wanna wear a cap.
You're gonna want to see a lot of suppression coming from the side
Bro's
of
not
Noah
wearing a
here
hoodie, just the
on
hood.
the Maishiro now. Ooh, already landing those
Yeah,
fans
basically
on
the
him,
hood.
chucking him down.
Only the
So you're
hood.
gonna see a lot of that poking coming from them. Ooh, and not
God
just the poking,
damn,
but,
boy.
Gonna come in, find a little pop up onto them.
Yeah, one thing that's good about the Yixing pickup, right, is against the Mai Shiranui, he doesn't really quote-unquote lose against her because remember he has a passive. That's why he's
Oh,
a very safe
solo?
pickup. But
Oh, it's
looking at
2v1.
where they're putting their eggs here
Bro,
on
why
the
is
side
4,
of
5, 6
LM,
red
they're
being
really
a-
trying to help out Fighty
being
on
a
the top
toxic
side. So
Nihil,
when
bro.
Newell goes on the top side, they could probably look for that kill on that fried chicken.
Bro's rage baiting
Yeah,
there.
and that's a big thing too. I want to say to be able to kind of strangle, but to put that stranglehold onto the clash lane, especially for a player like Fly Chicken who has been doing so well. If you kind of crumble a BTK from that angle from the clash lane,
See, now
you're
you see
gonna
this
take
shit?
out, I want to say
Look
one
at this
of
shit. Now they're freezing the
differences on
lane.
the team.
Yeah, especially on the Charlotte, on the Fati, whenever he gets to use
But they
those
got
heroes,
cooked,
he's
though.
going to be performing spectacularly for the side of BTK. So I'm expecting that they will
How's
be
my
able
cam
to do
cooked?
that on this first game.
Yeah, we do have 3 down here. Noah teleports down to the bottom to provide some assistance. Best player on the back end does throw out some
Free.
abilities. They're going to go ahead and clean up the small
Free.
camps here from the side of LM.
2 more minutes for
Neither
the
team
first
really
fight.
finding an advantage just yet, but this is not unruly. This is not something we haven't seen before. Both teams want to be real safe before some of these objectives kind of spawn out there.
Yeah, they're just going to be looking at it. This is going to be an early fight. No early fights that we're going to be seeing so far. I want to see how the combo is going to work here for level max because I want to see the layways to the duel to
What's
the
that
death
about?
to the knock up from now. That is going to be working once we head into our first objective, which is going to be the Tyrant.
Oh no.
We have a
Oh,
little bit of engagement up on top. Chicken's going to be able to... Ooh, I was going to say, be able to get away. Trying to
Easy.
get through the tower here. Taking a lot of damage. 25% is going to be able to get that healing sprite on the back end. Meanwhile, down at the bottom, Shark and Mobazane taking a little bit of damage, but no worse for wear.
Yeah, that's just what they want to do here. Just make sure that they're going to be doing that. Going to be
Easy.
able to do some
bro,
damage.
a minute more,
and
bro.
just back off. Right now, they're putting a lot of pressure on Fried Chicken, just knowing who's gonna be carrying this game for the side of BTK. At least they're respecting that. I want to see how they play
Gold
this
is
next
close.
few seconds because
not
we're
even
gonna be
moving.
going
Oh,
for
we
the
have the
first
lead.
objective after this.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I want to say that kind of does leave open the bottom end. I mean, you're going to put all that pressure on the Fried Chicken, then that leaves open the bottom end for Legend Ash potentially to possibly get ganked. Maybe BTK can kind of take that pressure, mount it down at the bottom. A little bit of engagement here. They're going to
Oh.
on the best player. We do have a board. Lands onto 2 members. Not sure if they want this fight, though. It is a 3v4.
God
They
damn.
decide against it there. Good board, but just not the follow-up that BTK was looking for.
That's going to be a 50-second cooldown, everybody. It's not going to be up on time on that Tyrant fight. So this is not good. Right now, they won't have their biggest ultimate on that Tyrant fight, and LM still has theirs. So it's going to be a crazy one.
Yeah, and especially for a team like LM.
Ooh.
Ooh, actually, they're going to go in there. We do have that Dream
That was
Row.
scary.
They are not able to find it just yet. Is that going to give them enough space to take this Tyrant?
It's free,
though?
no?
Yeah, got the
Has to be
space. Tyrant
free.
could be taken.
Good
Oh,
shit.
easy take for BTK.
Yeah, good first
Easy,
start there.
boys.
Not, I want to say LM got pushed back and immediately.
Bro, they're playing good today, bro.
Immediately rush for the Tyrant.
First game and they're playing good.
Like
Oh, we 3-0ing these people, bro.
What was going on, and we're able to regroup. So that's just some very quick
Yup,
thinking
yup.
on their side. Ash and Legend down here defending this tower.
Oh my
no,
god.
it's scary. Could go for the dive.
Oh my god.
Yeah, big
Oh,
dive
we're good,
comes
we're good.
in, big pop-up lands. We do have a board down, but down goes a shark. And we have the infinite vastness executed there by Mobazane to
This is
get
global one,
away. One kill.
No,
the
it's
first blood
fine.
There,
It's just
by
shark.
LM.
Force the infinite fastness. That's going to be
Middle
big
it's
here
first
for their
blood.
side. Once they
It's
go for
fine.
another
Oh.
fight, could be top side.
Oh? Winnable?
Oh, we're trying to a little 1v1 here. Chicken might be losing.
Oh, this shit was so
Get that
winnable,
health
bro.
sprite
Wala.
again. Oh, man. I feel like he's kind of met his match up here when it comes to that laning up there. He's kind of been going back and forth. And
That's what I'm
holding him down.
saying,
They're
bro.
doing a great job. As
Looking-
you said,
looking good now,
continually
looking
putting
good.
that pressure onto the Clash lane.
He's not going to be sustaining that, right? Whenever he uses the duel to the death against him, Fried Chicken will not have that extra healing on those fights. So that is going to be really scary whenever that happens, which is why Musashi is such a good pickup here against that Charlotte.
Right here, 3, 2,
Yes, it is,
three
bro,
right
bro,
now.
boom.
Oh, we do have the Dream Rope
Oh.
comes in, lands onto Ash. Is going to be able to use that ultimate
damn,
board.
that
Is
fuck.
now but unable to catch any members from LN. Speaking of which,
Oh,
no comes in,
no.
does find a pop-up. Best player in trouble, and he is not long for this world as Nuo able to find the kill. Now 2-0
Also,
for LM.
Also, great zone from Wu Ching, pushing everybody away from the side of BTK so that they won't be able to follow up and help best player 1 there. Mid lane, not going to be in danger. It's still very, very safe.
Yeah,
good.
but you're just seeing a lot of that great setting, and I
bet
like
you
that
got
now,
both.
because now we're actually starting to get the value out of the Baichi
Oh.
pickup. Ooh, speaking of which, Infinite Vastness
so
has
close.
to come out again, and unfortunate for the side of
no.
BTK, it's going to be an ultimate that they're not going to have for a while. But as I was saying, that Baichi, like you were saying, during that fight, able to pull them back, so they were
no,
getting
this guy
a
got
great
flicker.
separation from the team.
Bro, I can see the idea of why Mobazane did that. He could have gotten the kill on Legend, but he was not on the right
Holy
target.
shit.
If the Flaming Palm had
Don't
hit
do
Legend,
it.
Legend could have been dead. Infinite fastest away. Good play from Mobazane.
What is that guy doing? The guy's dead.
Dream Roam coming out forward does not catch anybody.
God damn,
Just
that box
a little
Hoon.
late on the dial is Hoon. Nuo and Ash get away.
Yeah, forces the flash on both of them. That is already good. Right now, LM still not in the biggest lead. BTK has been doing a good job at just staving away most of the members here of LM, not giving them as much advantage, because look at the gold. It's not really that high of a gold gap.
All
Yeah,
that
and
chest
that's
that
to say
comeback
something
can
for
make a
the,
proper
farming ability
chessboard.
and the rotations right now
Mamma
of
mia.
BTK. They've taken 2 deaths, but the lead is not out of their hands just
Wait,
yet.
Mia is
And
a
there
4,
hasn't
5,
really been
6
a fight
rep?
where you're
God
just
damn.
Like, oh man, this is gonna kind of
Don't
really set the
tell-
tone
Oh,
for
no.
BTK. And so they're doing a big job. Big CC lands on the best player. As I say that, gets
Oh
caught
my
by
god,
4
Kalita dead mid
members.
again?
And the tankiness of Menki, not enough. Nuo picks up a tower for his team.
The combo is just so easy to pull off. They can do it on everyone whenever they want to. Because just one crowd
Bro.
control hit, the duel to the death, the delay waves.
Bro, every time someone
one person is
dies,
gonna
bro.
be dead on the side of BTK.
Oh yeah, and then I mean you absolutely shut down any type of healing or shield from Menki on that side as well. So it doesn't matter who it is if you're playing
God
that tanky.
damn, boys.
I don't know what you want to call him, Bear Bunny from best player, or one of the squishier members there like Hoon or
Bro, we're not
Mobazane.
losing.
And here, gonna go ahead start on the Tyrant, Ash and
Carlos
Legend,
versus
and
mid lane is so
Wuxing
deadly.
looking for and gonna go
Bro, he
ahead and
always
try to
dies
out the
mid,
rest of
bro.
BTK for that. Maybe to try to pick up this Azul.
How do you get ganked mid?
Oh, was able to pull it though, so that's gonna be reset. Now they can be in position to try and steal it.
Yeah, 4v3 here in favor of BTK, but that's not really stalling the side of LM here. They're going to continue to kind of put that pressure on there. Already taken down a tower, 2 towers on the mid of BTK. And we've already talked about how important those mid towers are to a lot of these team fights.
Yeah, got the big mid lane tower, got the bot lane tower, left them alone. BTK is just going to be taking the
Today is
constellation
Friday,
prize of
chat.
the Overlord and the top side tower because most of the members of LM are on the bot side.
No wonder the guy's playing
really trying to
Dota.
push that tier 2 on the bottom side, and they really are working their way around this map, which is unfortunate. BTK does get themselves a single tower, but in the grand scheme of things, the macro definitely in favor of LM.
Yeah,
Two
still
turrets.
a second tier tower on the bot lane has been taken. That's a big
4
win for their
turrets,
side.
bro.
Oh, nice pull.
Oh,
no,
whooshing engages
dead.
with Shark, and then that damage coming out from Legend.
Man, the Arrow Storm just deals so much damage. And I want to see what they picked up here for Legend, because that damage is crazy at this point. Probably at 2 items, almost at the 3rd one for Legend. But this time, BTK is yet to find a
Does
kill.
he do something? I can't.
Yeah, and that's where the whooshing
I'm here to
pickup
cheer,
is coming
bro.
in. You get that little pull back there. All the while, Legend is just unloading with that arrow.
Which one is low?
So
This
much
game?
damage. The second time we've seen
How about now?
Flowborn here when it comes to these series, and he's just as deadly as the first time we saw him.
Okay, he got the stun a while ago with the lay waste, but now the Tyrant is for free for LM. Look at the position of White.
Oh, solo fight?
He wants to go in there. He comes in with
Solo
the
Dolo?
gets the objective.
Ocalitos got it.
Steals away the Tyrant
What the fuck
in
is the
severe
box?
fashion.
Yo!
I think that is like the 5th objective he's
Wow.
stolen
Yeah.
in the last 2 weeks.
Wait,
But off screen, we do see that Fly Chicken gets taken out in answer.
Where's the box?
Another steal from Best Player 1. We see it time and time again. Whenever he goes in, he gets the steal. He doesn't lose the smite battles. And now that buys them a bit of time.
Yeah, it gives them a little
At least
bit
we got it
room,
though. We got
but,
the
I want to
objectives.
say it's just unfortunate because LM immediately able to answer, able to take down Fly Chicken, and you're looking at a killless game for BTK right now. The rest of LM focusing on this Overlord. The
Oh,
best
no.
player kind of looking
No, they
for
don't-
it. He doesn't
no,
have
they
the
don't
fight
see him.
anymore, so they don't have. They're not going to be able to
Okay,
get
never
the
mind.
steal.
Holy.
And is Nuo going to be able to pick that up? Now they're going to go in for the kill. They do take down Hoon. Nuo looking for more of an advantage as they chase down
God
Shark.
damn, no way we're gonna
And
get.
that is 2 down for
Bro,
BTK.
no way we're gonna get 0
7-0
kills, bro.
For a dominant LM right now.
Insane collapse from LM, just dividing the fight in 2 and just winning on both sides. And BTK can't even position themselves on the right place just because of that space that they took in the middle of this red buff.
Blue team has destroyed.
Yeah,
Can't.
now starting to put
We're
that
not losing.
pressure onto the mid-high ground tower. Take it. They
Okay,
make
it's
mid-speed
okay.
of that. Now gonna go ahead.
Bro,
put
how
that
are they
same amount
doing
of
that
pressure,
shit, bro?
And big short
What?
work of Fly Chicken. Close the distance on him so quickly. I'm not even sure he knows what hit him.
Yeah, Shadow Vanguard is going to be in the bottom side. Last push, probably.
Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and make short
Boom.
work of this
Oh.
high ground tower.
Oh.
Board out there trying to turn this around.
They're
Is
stuck, they're stuck.
BTK. They do find a kill
Boom.
onto
Infinite process?
Hoon. And
Boom.
Hoon is able to answer back with the kill onto Wooshing.
Boom,
Legend very
Boklat.
low. The rest of
Oh, my
BTK
lord.
retreating under the core. LM very dominant right now. Finds themselves a final kill.
Oh, we got a
onto that
kill.
player and claim BTK's core. First game going to LM.
Level Max taking the first game, the first bunch again against their rivals BTK. And that was just a clean game coming from their side, not even giving a single kill to BTK.
Boom. Bam.
Yeah, I mean,
Billy Bam.
when you want to talk about
Boom,
dominance,
boom, pow.
there, LM
Okay, we got
pretty much
next game,
put
though.
on a clinic. The only
Bro, we got
small
next
glimmer
game.
of hope. Best player goes in, be able to steal an objective, but
Bro, we got
other than
next
that,
game,
it
bro.
was an all LM game.
Yeah, it was a nice try for BTK. I can see the idea. I like
Bad
the
job
steal
for
that we've
bad
seen
play.
there
Bro,
from
they
Best
they
Player
keep-
1. Again, another highlight for Best
keep
Player 1
losing
is the steals that he is going to be constantly doing in this.
Okay, they've taken 2 deaths. Been a
Dude, the
fight
game was so
they're doing it with
even
their hands just yet.
until
and there
this.
hasn't really been a fight where you're
This
just
shit.
like, oh,
Oh
man,
my god.
this is gonna kind of
Bang.
really set the tone
Oh,
for
no.
BTK. And so they're
The
doing a
game
big
is just
job.
over
Big
after
CC
that.
lands on the best player. As I say that, gets caught by 4 members. And the tankiness of Menki, not enough. Nuo picks up a tower for his team.
The combo is just so easy to pull off. They can do it on everyone whenever they want to. Because just one crowd control hit, the delay waste, one person is going to be dead on the side of BT.
Less press down at the
After
bottom
that,
of
the
bottom
game
lane,
is just
and
over.
BTK still weren't able to kind of get that push and
They
answer
had no
to it.
front line.
Yeah, I was
kind
kind of expecting the same. Take the
Bro, I doubt that's the plan for the drive.
On that limb.
Bro, I swear, bro. Look at the team, bro.
Okay, they take two
The game is even
deaths,
right
but
now. Look at
they-
this shit. Doesn't matter if they have 2 kills.
It's like, oh,
Just cause of
man,
this.
This is gonna
Cause of this. Tempo gone.
really set the tone.
Oh no.
Okay.
Boom.
And
Everyone has to go mid.
they're doing a big job. Big CC lands on the best player. As I say that, gets caught by
Defend. This guy wanna 1v1 the lane. They already got the fucking pride.
4 members, and the tankiness of
They got bought.
not
At what
enough.
cost? 2 mid
Nuo
lane is
picks
gone.
up a tower for his team.
The combo is just so
trade.
easy to pull off. They can
Cause it's mid lane. Mid lane is fucking huge. You don't give this shit.
do it on everyone whenever they want to. Because just one crowd control hits, the duel to that, the lane
Yeah.
waste, one person is gonna be dead on the side of BTK.
Map control
Oh
is
yeah, and
gone.
then, I mean, you absolutely
It's
shut
over.
down any type of healing or shield from Nike
Brada,
on that
brady,
side
bradu.
as well. So it doesn't
Boom, boom,
matter who
pow.
it is. If you're playing that tank, the best player, or
What
one
happened next?
and Ash.
Oh, we just lost
they're like,
everything
"Ooh,"
after.
for that. Maybe just try to pick up.
Now they can be in position to try and steal it.
Yeah, 4v3 here in favor of BTK. That pressure on there. How important those mid towers are to
Left them alone.
of these team fights.
Everyone
Yeah,
going
got the
top.
big mid lane
Trying to
tower,
get
got the
this.
bot lane tower, left them alone. BTK is just gonna be taking the consolation
trade?
prize of the Overlord. And the
Our hour
Let's watch next
Whoop.
fight.
in
that's it.
Next fight.
where
please.
all the much damage.
Bro, this one's so winnable, bro.
First time we
Holy
saw him.
shit.
Okay, he got the stun a while ago with the lay waste, but now the Tyrant is for
probably gonna
free
get
for
ulted.
LM. Look at the position of White.
Yeah, you see that.
Boom!
He wants to go in there. He comes in with a 3-roll. Gets the
Oh my bucks. Hoon!
objective. Steals away the Tyrant in best player fashion. I think that is like the 5th objective. Yeah, you see that.
For free for LM. Look at the position of White.
Yeah. You see that player
The guy's gone. He's half.
he wants in best. He comes with a
Look at the position of White.
yeah.
The guy's gone. This guy's gone. He's done. No more skills.
Best player. He
He's
wants
old.
to go in there. He comes with
Maybe if they pin. Can they even fight if they pin? 3, 4. Miss position. He has to go around if they commit here. If we commit here, this guy has to move here. Or he has to go around. That will take time. And Chicken can pin this 3. Maybe. I don't know. He still has ult. Still has ult. I don't know how this fucking hero works.
a 3-roll. Gets
Okay, he got
the
pulled. Okay, the ult was...
objective. Steals away the Tyrant in best player fashion. I think that is like the
Chicken dead.
5th objective.
Everyone is...
he's stolen.
Mamma mia. Oh no. Oh no, chat. I don't play the game that much, so maybe I just know team fights. But still, I don't know the in and outs of the heroes, so they know it more than me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Me no
welcome
say,
back to
boys.
the second series of the night. It is BTK
Bring
taking on
LeBron.
LM, a grudge match of the
True.
United States region.
Yeah, and that was a first punch by Level Max Club. They got a 1-0 in this first game, and a really good fashion at that too for the team. It's insane that they were able to do this in this game, and I want to see more from Level Max Club and also from BTK. I hope they will be able to come back from this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, from the last series we saw from BTK, if we're trying to find those nuances,
this is the first game we
succeed, I felt like some of the assassin pickups, especially with the Leo Bang with Chicken on there, you could see the synergy. You could see what they were attempting to do, and you could see it operating well for them. It's just those little basics that they need to get down when it comes to rotating, picking fights, diving under towers like we saw from the last game. Chicken went a little too deep, got himself caught. And do they have a plan if we're going to continually put on this pressure into the clash lane?
Yeah, that's the question though. How are they going to be changing things up? Losing the Charlotte was a pretty important pickup here for BTK because it's one of the best picks of Fried Chicken together with the Fatih. So I'm kind of expecting the Fatih to come out in this next game unless Level Max catches wind of that and bans it or picks it up.
Wake up, bruh.
Yeah, you've got the Fatih, possibly Dune to be able to get picked up there. Dharma's taken off the board by BTK. And we've talked about this before too, being here on the red side where you're going to get that first pick and it's going to help LM kind of build their composition quicker, being able to reply to that first pick of BTK as well. Arlie taken off the board by
we got Pay?
Ooh, I like this first pickup though. Pay. They are learning pretty fast. This is really what you want to do on a game 2. Pick up the Pay and then go with a Byron. A Fatih could also be okay for BTK here.
Yeah, I want to see what the answer is. The last time, Wukong.
Is that locked in? Okay, never mind.
But it's not locked in. Okay, you know what? I'm tired. They've done this to me in the past where they don't actually get the pickup there. My thing is, the last time we saw BTK pick up the Pay pickup, it was answered in full. Just exactly what I was going to say, by a mountain of CC by their opponents, which, I mean, we've talked about it before. Pay is so squishy. If you're able to catch him, you're going to be able to take him down quickly here. You've got the Liang, who's already a huge answer for a lot of those quick-moving, versatile heroes, and mixing that with the Princess Frost.
Bro, that is crazy. Liang, Princess Frost, works against the Guanyu, works against the Pay.
Bro, we're not
that's
losing,
a lot of checks for Level Max Love for their first 2 picks, and add insult to injury is going to be the Demon Jet to reduce their resistances, and even has a stun himself. So that's already good on the first 3 picks of LM. But honestly, the BTK, don't get me wrong, these 3 picks are good, but against the Liang Princess Frost, it might be hard.
Yeah, and I'm honestly kind of wondering where you go from
we
here
got
for
miners.
Maybe we look for a way to try to offset some of the CC, going possibly for Zhuangzi. Possibly, but I'm not sure how well that might work into this composition because you've already got the Yuan out there, so you might be looking at it's probably a pick like that would be nerfing your team damage.
Yeah, and honestly, picking up the Zhuangzi in this game is not really that good because you usually pick that up whenever you have like a Dharma, you have a Mai Shernui on the other team so that you could use the butterfly effect in order for you to stop them from being effective. Really just nullifies one whole hero. And that could be saved for game number 4, probably if we're gonna hit game number 4. Or game number 3 could be okay.
COC. The draft is taking for my god, Mulan. I hate that hero, bro.
Okay. By the side of LM.
Second time today.
Not as effective. Yeah, second time today. It wasn't very effective the first time we saw it. In fact, I felt like it could have been changed out with almost any other Clash laner at that point. But I mean, LM, they have a plan, so we're gonna see if they can execute it.
Is she not bad?
I like it, especially against the Guanyu. Very good counter. She has a lot of wave clear. She could definitely go at the back of Guanyu and push him back himself. And that's why I really love the Yuhuan pickup that everybody has been doing currently whenever they see a Guanyu on the other side.
Which LM is
Yeah,
the
it's gonna
one
be
with
very
a
interesting. Lady
thousand
Shen
stars?
picked up, and Lowborn picked up for Mobazane. I believe this is the first time we've seen him in the
Oh,
last 2
you
weeks
won
pick
5.
that, grab that pickup, snatch it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this, having the Lady Sun against this at least whenever somebody goes in, whenever the Liao flashes and uses the control, drop the Destructive Deluge. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Jing picked up here by the side of LM.
Oh no.
Oh, he actually
I'm
picked
scared.
Jing.
I'm scared here for BTK.
Wait, he actually
One
picked
easy
Jing,
combo
bro.
that they can do is that they drop the mirror domain on whoever Liang uses control on. Whoever gets
What
picked up,
device are they playing on?
whoever that somebody is dead. And
Realme.
whoever helps them is not going to be able to help them effectively. Remember, mirror domain on a winter is here. It's so hard to stay there. You're going to be dying if you stay there.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see how it goes in there, and especially with how aggressive we've
Flag
seen a
you.
lot of these Liangs picks up. You're going to see them try to flash forward, get
Ian
that
Yu.
power word control on, followed up by Princess Frost, and then possibly now.
It's too easy,
the
bro.
Jing
We winning
pickup.
this. We winning this
what I
game.
like
One
about
is gonna
level
carry.
max club's composition,
Bro,
they
the
don't
hero
really have
is
an
too
effective
strong,
front
bro.
line, but they're going to be
I mean,
coming
every
from
XP is,
everywhere, which is what they want to do here with their composition. Probably going to be picking up on a howl on Liang even, just so whenever the control is
they
up,
always
they're
pause,
gonna find
though.
somebody, get the kill on them, run away. Because they can do that, definitely with the comp.
Damn, with the powder?
Yeah, and that was kind of my big takeaway here. I'm kind of wondering, especially with that Guan Yu pickup, we really need to be very careful about trying to get to that back line.
No, we're
Are
not.
we going to be able to kind of have that
guys
communication,
keep
have
saying
that
we
synergy
cook.
that is
Yeah.
needed to be able to follow up with that? Or, I mean,
Bro,
it's going
we're
to be very
not.
interesting to see. Here, 1 point here already for LM. They're trying to set the standard here with another.
It's gonna be tie game, bro.
And just to add to that, though, from what you said, the Guan Yu is going to be the reason why LM could lose this. If Fried Chicken plays this perfectly on Guan Yu,
Oh,
he
hell yeah.
will be able to push the
Guan Yu.
Direnjie, the Liang, the Princess Frost away, which is going to be what will set them up for a win here.
Yeah, but we're going to see how well that can be executed. We've talked before about these compositions. It's good on paper, but it all comes down to the execution.
Now, let's see how they're going to be doing this
Oh,
game.
we got
number 2,
Elsa.
everyone, and it's going to be a very, very
Easy
tough
dubs,
match.
bro.
Yeah, a little less,
Easy
I want to say,
dubs.
pressure on to Fly Chicken
Wait, they
this
got
time.
Olaf
Ooh,
in this
actually
game?
gets caught with a little bit of a rotation there by now, up at the top, while the Hoon and Shark going to go ahead, try to take this jungle minion. Actually, they're actually fighting a little hard for this jungle minion against Legend.
They're pulling it. They're making Legend lose time and wait for their cooldown. And once they got their cooldown up, yep, we're going to take it.
Yeah, so a little bit of a advanced strategy there coming out from BTK. Meanwhile, now up at the top, going to go ahead, find himself a teleport back to mid lane.
Yeah, one thing that they have to look at here is that Legend is a very independent marksman with the Direnjie.
Yeah, but this
you
still
will
representing
expect him to be just
USA.
alone most of the time, and
Make it
Ash
make
is just going to be
sense.
roaming around the map, just helping out to find kills, especially in the mid lane.
Ooh, Nuo, and now
Dangerous.
they do go ahead and latch on. Are they going to be able to find it just yet? Not able to find the kill.
Okay.
They're
That would have been
looking
so
for
bad
Tasty
again, bro,
best
if they
player
actually
there
died
in
there.
mid, but they
Carlos
don't
died.
find it just yet.
Yeah, they were just trying to clear out the waves here for Nuo so that he's going to be
Yes,
level 5 once he goes
I'm
back
done.
to his own jungle. But look at this position
But
from
at this
best player
point, just
one. They're
believe whatever
threatening
you
to take
want, bro.
this.
Yeah, and
I'm
actually, we're
saying?
going to go ahead. A little bit of an engagement
That was
there on the
scary.
Hoon. Drops down to about 30% and goes back to the mid tower.
you're right.
And right now,
Okay.
I mean, we don't
1
see
plus
the
1
same
equals
type of
3,
pressure
you're right.
that we saw from last game. So a little bit
Now
more
let's watch the
breathing
game.
room for BTK and a little bit of a slower play by LM.
you
But
go.
we've seen
Now
it
we start.
before. As soon as these objectives come, they're going to be hot and heavy for these engagements.
Yeah. Now, let's take a look at this, everyone. With the level 4 now on Ash, how are they going to be playing this? With the level 4, they have more opportunities to go for those kills, especially with now also on the level
Brother
4.
man, you're
so
right.
they can have those
Okay,
easy combos.
you is right.
So they're going to be running around past the map.
Oh,
no
you
flash
keep
for
playing it
Ash,
'cause that's
but
how
whoever
the
gets
game
close could
works.
get caught by the control.
But Loki, they gotta have
and
patience,
that's the big thing
bro.
here too.
Oh my God,
I mean, he doesn't
Young is
have it
4.
just yet, and we're probably going to be
Princess-
waiting a little bit for that to
Their
come
mid lane.
online.
Oh my
and
God, he
that's where
took
it's
the
gonna be really,
blue?
really scary, especially like we were talking about with best player or for a hero like Pei that is so squishy that just a little bit of CC can be something that closes him down. Speaking of which, suppression lands a freeze and catches a
But the way
shark
they're
in the
playing
mid
is literally
lane.
C9.
As we said, that's an easy setup. Use the control, use the frigid prison. That's an easy kill for the side of LM. Whoever
Bro,
gets
LM is
caught
literally
is
playing
going to be dead.
C9,
And
bro.
now they're going to wait for the cooldown and do it again.
They pick up who gets fucking
Yeah,
mid
and
lane.
that is unfortunate. Another little bit of a rotation. We don't really have anything on the side of BTK that can really be checking a lot of those bushes either. You're
Literally
just, I mean,
how they play,
that is
bro.
their rogue
Whoever gets
shark.
fucked,
He went too
misposition
close to that
mid.
bush and just got absolutely put into a coma. Look, the big CC there. Look at, we do have more freeze and a CC put onto Shark there, and already taken down to 30%.
Wait, what the
Yeah, we
fuck did
always
I
have to look at if
do?
ever Flash is available. Oh, the frigid prison
Okay,
from now has
okay.
been so
First
good. Whenever he
objectives.
gets the hit on that and the positioning
First
forces
objectives.
people away. Now
Chicken
Ash
is
has
late
the
in
ult
the
though,
fight.
so they
Oh
have
my
to be
God,
very
Shark is
scared on
low.
trying to contest this. They're not even gonna contest it just because they're scared of the presence of Ash in this game.
Yeah, and this is kind of a mirror of what we saw last time. And this is going to kind of hold down. And this is like, it's unfortunate because there's not much that best player can do unless his team can find a way to burn out a lot of these control.
Okay.
The CC, they do try to go in there,
blue
but
is gone.
you
Our
see
blue
that,
is gone,
that
I
flash
mean.
come out from Legend.
Oh man, look at the punishment here from LM. Because they
Is that
saw a
even a
lot
good
of people on
trade?
the
We
bot
got
side
the-
of the
we
map.
got
They go
bot
on the top side, try
tower
to take
for blue.
all the jungle on this side
We
of the
need
map.
one more.
Leave Legend alone on the bot side and not help him out because it's okay. He's gonna be taking this.
Low-key
He's gonna be
diveable, no?
independent in this lane.
Bro, this shit's so diveable, bro. There's
Yeah,
no
but
flickering
I
or
want to say
nothing.
BTK, they're able to get a tower out of that push
Nada?
too, so not making
That's
it,
good.
not leaving empty-handed at least. Now a little bit of pressure onto the top there.
No,
See,
sir.
Whooshing kind of pushing
He has
up
no
there.
flicker,
Fly
only
Chicken trying to
purify.
get those minions away. This mid tower going to be so important for both of these teams. If BTK have a hope of trying to retain some type of control on this, they want to still try to protect that mid lane.
Yeah, from what
What
we're
is Dude
seeing
been
here,
saying?
still waiting for the setup.
Don't know,
Still no
bro.
big fights that we're seeing, right, Private? We haven't been seeing any big fights in where Fried Chicken would be able to stop Ash. Hoon would be able to use the Destructive Deluge to stop the ults from happening. So that is going to be the key here. And LM taking their sweet, sweet time on the flash, the
Has to
setups
be
that they're
rage
going to be
bait.
having later on in the fights. But BTK,
Oh no,
Actually doing
our
a good
red
job
is in
surviving
danger.
Yeah, but the longer this game goes on, I feel.
No.
Oh, speaking of which, big
dead.
freeze lands, and that is best player down. Unfortunately, got snuck there from that bush at the bottom lane.
oh no, even stole the Crimson buff from Nuo. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, and Fly Chicken alone against 3 members. That's a little bit of what I like to call MOBA math. If there's more than 2 members coming for your tower, that's just, you're
We
not gonna be able
good.
to defend that. You
We
just need to
good.
give
Only
that
2K,
up.
only
Unfortunate,
2K,
Chicken
chat.
dove in and paid for
Only
it.
2K.
Oh yeah, that is it. And that is gonna happen yet again. Right now, Ash and Now are just hiding down the brush and waiting for anybody to move forward. But look at that,
We are
man. That's
fine,
a tower.
boys.
Second tier tower in the bot side.
We are fine.
Yeah, tier 2 right there. They still haven't been able to claim anything
We
in the
messed
end. Speaking
up.
of which, Whooshing comes in, trying to
Messed
latch
up.
on the Mobazane, not able to
Easy.
find it. And they turn it around and able to find a kill on
Nice.
the Whooshing.
Got the kill on Wu Ching. Pretty important stuff for their side. They weren't able to go
We
for the
get
push,
one
but the
kill.
answer from
We
level max
lost
is
two,
one
3
whole tower.
turrets. They
Yeah,
get,
and it's almost like
Chad, they get
like
one
to
kill, we
kind of,
lose
throw
3
that
turrets.
up
We
there.
get
Whooshing
one
goes
kill,
up at top,
we
you
only
have
get 1
2 up
turret.
there. Meanwhile, you're putting a lot of pressure on mid tower to kind of open up that map for you. So yeah, you lose somebody, but you gain a tower, and that's
think we're
working
still
in favor
fine.
of level max.
Yeah, level max has been going at it on the trades. Oh,
Woo! Whoa, Nuo able
survived.
to slip away. Oh, he goes in.
what?
And they are still not able, man, dancing all over BTK,
Wow.
able to get away. Nuo
Bro,
there
he not
almost
dancing,
got
bro.
taken out. They surprised him
sliding.
at his Azura buff. He's able to kind of
Come on
dodge
now.
to the right and then all the way back to the mid tower.
Crazy that he survived that. Oh, fried chicken.
Yeah, looking for a way to get in there. And that's
Wait, Liang has no ult.
again, you have
Wait,
Ash
clear.
able to kind of set aside.
What the fuck?
Up and unable to connect, and this is what I was talking about. If he goes on the back end, is there a way for BTK to be able to follow up? And he just got pulled too far there. Speaking of which, best player in trouble gets knocked back, whooshing with the kill there. Two down for BTK.
What was that slash? And even in the 1v1, Ucheng still wins that. BTK can't even get close to their own jungle.
Oh, should be dead.
Now he's dead.
LM have a lot of experience against
bro.
BTK, now able to get away, thankfully. I want to say that Mobazane had the presence of mind not to get too thirsty for that. Lets it go. Doesn't chase into enemy team. Speaking of which, a big knockup lands on the three
Chicken.
Down goes Hoon.
Chicken.
Down as well, and Fly Chicken follows up whooshing, and Legend putting on the damage on the BTK.
3-4-2 on their side, starting on the Tyrant here for the side of level max. They're already looking to take that and secure some more towers. More towers are down. It's still a 4K gold lead, but Ucheng goes for the chase down.
No, we can't.
Ooh, actually,
okay, nice kill.
Whooshing into a fight. There was a Shark, best player right there on the
We're
side.
good.
Able to follow up with some damage.
Bro, only 3 kills, bro.
The kill. However, all the while this is happening, LM
3K, not 3 kills.
doing a great job of distancing BTK.
Only,
to pick
no,
up
it's
another
not even
objective.
3K, 2K, bro.
Are they going to be
it's 3K,
trying
I'm
here?
stupid.
Best player 1. Not even going to be contesting on that Overlord. Just going to be clearing the waves. Because later on in 30 or rather 40 seconds, we're going to have the Shadow Variants up.
Yeah, Shadow Variants at the 10.
Oh, they're low,
mark,
bro.
BTK ooh, almost got caught there on the wrong side of that ledge underneath enemy tower.
Zane's gonna carry
They're
this
looking
game.
to kind of maybe
If
try
he
to
keeps doing
push
that.
into this mid tower, but unfortunately for the side of BTK, we just have not seen an answer for this amount of CC on the side of LM.
Yeah, what's also hard is that Jing Nuo is already level 14, closing in on level 15 at almost 10 minutes in the game. So you could see how much distance they have with the gold gap, but BTK in position.
Yeah, they do go ahead, put some damage on into the mid lane. They're going to go ahead and start on to this Shadow Tyrants. I'm not sure if they're looking for a fight. They do have the positioning. They're going to go ahead and unload on now. Fried Chicken does get caught up at the mid lane. He has to get away. They're going to dive in deep onto BTK. Down goes the best player.
Wow.
And actually able to answer back a little bit. And now able to find a kill there as well. Nuo finds one of his own. 4 down for BTK. Hoon alone to try to stave off this push.
What a dirty kill from Nuo. Gets the kill, runs away. That was crazy. And from what we've seen there, the flash is coming from now. Dodging Fried Chicken, denying them even an ounce of a kill. Nice ult though.
Hoon actually able to put down Ash, and now very low. Hoon actually might get caught here and taken out.
Oh, I wasn't expecting him to die there. That was a lot of zoning potential, and even the high ground tower on the mid lane has been taken off. Tyrant is gonna go to the side of LM, and that is it. That is an 8K gold lead at 11 minutes in the game.
Bro, only 8K, we fine.
5 to 13 in favor of LM, but the real story is the level difference and the gold difference that LM has right now, as you can see that being pulled up here.
Oh yeah. Right now on the other side, let's definitely take a look on where they are gonna go next. They're just trying to defend this. Oh no, he's dead.
Oh yeah, they have no ult no
and
more.
it makes suppression. It doesn't matter who is caught there. Doesn't matter how tank you are. If it's Chicken,
Wait, they don't got
he
ult
gets
no more,
locked
no?
down and shut down. And that is part of the unfortunate part of this composition. There's nothing really to check these bushes. There's no answer for the CC, and they are paying for it. There's just no, as we said, there's no answer right now. LM just having a very dominant game as we take a look at the goal charts.
Yeah, it's also very hard to fight against the Jing if you don't really have any direct answers. And the direct answer is on the hands of LM, the Princess Frost
like
and the Liang. And they don't have that for BTK, which is why they're having a problem against it.
Yeah, big zoning.
Oh, they're low.
Take this next high ground tower. Damage kind of spilling on to Mobazane and Shark there, but they make short work of that high ground tower. Just one more high ground tower left on the bottom side for BTK.
Towers down again. BTK Trying to push down on the mid lane. Maybe a last
Yo,
push,
turn
a
off
last
the
fight here
lights,
for
bro.
them.
Turn it on.
Oh yeah, Shark goes into the bush, looking for a
Oh, we got mid
stun.
now.
He does find one person, but BTK not in a position. They do finally get that tower. Maybe now looking
Bro,
for
they're
to
so
try to
low,
offset
bro.
for this
What the
fight
fuck?
against the Tyrant. Diving deep into the back line. Best player gets picked up and put down. There's LM swarming around BTK. That is a complete team wipe. They turned that around so quick. Now looking for the final push. Is this going to be game 2 for them? Yeah, no, they're not going to be able to stop LM. Game 2, very dominant for LM.
What a play from Level Max.
Game 3, boys.
As expected with the team
Game 3.
composition that they built around. The Leon Princess Frost was very slow on the startup,
We
but they
got
were
it in
still
the bag.
able
Game
to
3, boys.
fulfill their
We got it in the
objective
bag.
in that game, and it was
Game
so
3.
hard for BTK to even fight back.
Yeah, and the composition kind of spoke for itself. BTK, I almost am kind of sad that every single time best player gets this pay pick, and I know a lot of those critiques go out to his skill level on it, but I mean, that amount of CC, especially the Liang and the Princess Frost,
No,
it
we
doesn't
good,
spell well for a
bro.
pay pick. And that's
are
also
chipping,
we're
we
talking about.
good.
Pay is in a position right now in the meta where I feel like people understand how he's
Good,
going to
bro.
come at you, how to try to counter him out there, and you
Good.
usually have to wait really late for him to really kind of start getting a lot of those kills. And here, just, I mean, honestly, kind of wide. Maybe now looking for
They're so
BTK
low.
not in a position. They do finally get that tower. Maybe
But
now
Loki,
looking
though, how would
forward
they fight this? Man, I don't know.
Well, and that's just because, like, if
Me
you
not
go
know
into the back
anything,
line
bro.
and you try to get that displacement, you still
Me-
have to contend
just
with
as
Liang
boring.
and
Liang
Princess
needs
Frost,
nerf,
who
bro.
can
That's
basically
literally
freeze
like
you out into the
Kaja.
back line. You're not pushing, you're not getting that
Kaja has
displacement.
range.
BTK need to close the distance to get there to try to give you some type of support. And it's just unfortunate when it comes to this type of composition. LM just, I mean, it was a very strong draft and a very strong strategy.
Yeah, it was so hard for him to even get close,
That's
right?
like,
That's why Fried Chicken wasn't able to do so. You can see the damage dealt from both of them, and Best Player 1, they were not allowed to do anything this game because LM was just aggressive with the crowd
They
control,
got,
as
like,
we
actual
kept saying,
folk
right?
players there,
Because
bro.
the winter is here, it's
The
there.
actual
You have the
HOK folk
control from the
Like, the
Dom,
people
so
playing
it was
Shogun
so
are not
hard for them to
playing.
do anything.
Yeah, and at the end of the night, that just goes another very clean victory for LM. A bit more of a fight here put up by BTK with some of these pickups here, but I mean, the end, the control, the CC, just it was too much for them.
But
to
I
handle
thought we
in this
gonna go
composition.
3-0, bro.
Yeah, and you can see here, Level Max Club had the game in their hands the whole time. It was
3-0
not.
LM.
They were not even able to get anything to gain them an advantage, maybe some kills here and there, but other than that, was just LM's pure victory here.
Yeah, as we go ahead, take a look at the MVP
Shit.
here. Nuo on the Jing. 6-1 and a 7, 22% damage taken, and 30% damage dealt. And there was a point during this match where you pointed out he was about 2 or 3 levels ahead of BTK, and that's just, man, that's just a recipe for domination.
Yeah, insane plays coming in from Nuo. He was allowed to play like this. Whenever you see a Jing on the other side, you should not allow the Jing to play anything like this. He was playing around, moving in and out of the fights. Yes, he died once during that scene that we've seen there, but he's allowed to do that. Those long distance dashes just because there's no crowd control to stop
Bro,
him.
that Mullen is nasty, man.
Yeah, and here, I mean, even when it comes to the fights for the objective, oh, Mobazane getting caught there at the end too.
Holy
They
shit.
try, they go in and immediately just get caught in the CC. They weren't even able to really get any touch on to the side of LM, just because, like we said, an insurmountable amount of CC there. Hopefully, though, the only bright side maybe being that you have some of those prime CC pickups that might not be available next time now.
Yeah, maybe they can pick the Young Princess Frost next game. But everybody, before we head into game 3, we're just gonna take a short break.
Break for what, bro? We don't need no breaks. What the fuck? Only 2-minute break is crazy. That's pretty crazy.
What's a life without its worth? Compromising with what hurts inside. When you let fear decide your fate, you don't choose which path to take in life. In life, I'm finally letting go of everything that still holds me.
So Loki though is so winnable. At least the song hits. Loki?
The more we lose, the more we gain, the more that nothing stays the
We
same.
cannot be this bad though. You know
In time,
what I'm saying?
can love ever, can
We cannot be
forget.
this
What
bad.
you see is what you get sometimes. Sometimes, gonna show the world tonight. The light that shines inside us will get stars, but we won't give up 'cause it's our
What the fuck? What do you want me to do? I don't even play the game that much, bro. Chat, y'all have more games than me. And I'm still probably be better than you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our second series of the
Joke lang,
night.
joke
It is
lang.
the potential game
Joke
point
lang.
for LM taking on the Bloodthirsty Kings.
Oh yeah, let's see if they will be able to come back here for the side of BTK, because they've been taking 2 punches without any answers here from this whole series. Maybe this game number 3, they would have an answer against the members right here of Level Max Club.
Yeah, and we haven't seen some of the I want to say firmer pickups for BTK. Xiao Chao, that Hoon has kind of made a little popular. I want to say
You
almost
have
kind
more-
of
that's
brought the
cap.
dust off of, because
Bro, my
we didn't see
games
too many
is
Xiao Chao. Then
literally
Hoon picked it up, and a
500.
lot of people are like, it's not as bad as people had originally figured. There's other pickups that we can go in here. Menki's already off the board for best
Oh, it's
player.
gonna be
just-
third game,
right
Marco
now,
Polito.
the BTK kind of scrounging, looking for a
telling you,
victory, trying for anything here to try to find a victory, especially against a team like LM.
Yeah, they're kind of thinking on the game plan here for the team.
Yeah,
right?
right.
They're thinking on what they can do in order for them to win
Don't
this.
jinx
There's a
it,
lot
bro.
of possibilities.
Who is
There could
BTK
be a
Ko? It's
lot
LeBron
of
James,
good
bro.
answers that they could brew against Level Max Club. So Level Max Club, look at the confidence of this guy. They're smiling. They're getting ready for the draft before they start this.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a very comfortable position right now. They've had 2 very dominant games against BTK. They're at the potential match point right now. And even if they lose this one, they're still potentially at a game point next series. So they've got a
draft.
lot of breathing room. So there's no reason for them
We're gonna
not
get
to be
early now.
confident. And it seems
Easy
like
dubs.
I was talking about it before. They are the most experienced team against BTK, and it seems like they basically have their number. They understand what it
Yeah.
takes to be able to take them down.
Yeah, and they're just making use of those. Even picking up the Baiti, picking up the Mulan for their side. Really surprised that they're winning with those picks. And now Level Max Club only has 1 more game to go in order to win this. And for everybody watching that has just been here, a global ban and pick, we're gonna be the picks that you
Bro,
had
why you
during the
smiling,
last few
bro?
games,
Bro,
you
they
won't be able to
probably just
pick them
goofing
again.
around
On your
now,
just
bro.
on your side, the other team could pick it up.
Yeah, you can see the examples of those up at the above the draft
ALD
here.
SFJ, then
the pay pickup,
then
the
go
Menki
coach
there
for
from,
them, bro.
game 1, and then on LM side, you can see some of those heroes there picked up. And I think I mentioned this before too. We no longer have the Liang. We no longer have the Princess Frost on the side of LM.
Oh, we got Dharma,
and a
bro.
Dharma pickup, a very strong pickup.
Oh,
First pickup
shit.
for BTK.
Oh yeah, Dharma, very important. Fried Chicken will have a lot of openings to go for those big plays. And you know what?
Given
Whenever
the
you see a Dharma getting picked up, you always expect something very spicy that will happen in this game. But on the side of Level Max Club, they pick up the Guan Yu from game number 2 and the Luna on this game, and they
cannot be this.
Actually, they have the possibility of picking
Super
up a
duper
Liang for
dweeb,
BTK.
bro. It cannot be that
That's
bad.
what I was about to say. You don't usually see the assassin pickup so early, just because there are a lot of threats out there to be able to kind of shut them down. One of those being the
Luna,
Liang.
Guan Yu though?
But maybe kind of reading in here that they potentially might not have a Liang player on the side of BTK, but they answer back with a Motzi. Not exactly a Liang, but a powerhouse when it comes to a lot of CC.
Yeah, one thing that I love
Wait,
about
no Liang?
okay, when we're talking about CC, this is gonna be it. The trio that we have currently for BTK has a lot of crowd control. The Motsu with the Sure has a lot of crowd. Okay, we're talking about CC, and there you go. The Zhuangzi has been picked up, and it's over. No, it's not over. Let's see how it's for design BTK.
Yo!
Yeah, and that's when it comes to the dress. I mean, I brought this up earlier. The Zhuangzi as a potential for offsetting CC by LM, and LM picks it up against a BTK here, and especially because CC is such a threat to heroes like the Luna there, and you're probably gonna see this roam basically attached at her hip to make sure that she has a clean entrance or escape.
Yeah, they're taking out a lot of the tank options and even the Fade on the side of BTK. I've seen the Agudo, I've seen the Kaiser getting picked up by best player 1, so that could be options that they could go for here for the side of BTK.
Yeah, a little late game assurance there by LM in the form of the Nua. Probably one of my favorite mid lane picks there with the amount
they're
of
gonna
damage.
go fighter, bro.
The early game, not really
they're gonna go fighter
a
gold,
bright
bro.
spot for a Nua.
Yeah,
And
I can feel it
believe
in my
the last
right
nerf
now,
actually made the early game just a tiny bit worse. But that's just because of how strong she is
we got Marco
in the late
Polito
game,
now,
where you're able to kind of
boys.
throw out those annihilation beams and
there you go.
and chunk down. But here, BTK gonna get Mobazane nice and comfortable on his favorite pick, the Marco Polo.
Okay, they saw this a while ago on our last series. They're gonna be picking up the Nakaruru for BTK. So how they are gonna be doing this is find a way to offset Luna from getting level 8 pretty early, and that's a smart way to do it. Nakaruru gets strong pretty fast, especially against a Luna.
Fucking Nakaluk, man.
And what I want to see here too is
But this
potentially
guy
from the
doesn't
side
play
of
that
BTK,
birdie bird.
especially when it comes to a Luna. I want
doubt
to see
it,
maybe
bro.
some early aggression, some invades, try to offset, because I know I want to say from LM, they're probably going to be looking at some invades here as well to try to offset that Nakaruru.
I love that they have picked up the Fang here for Legend. One thing that is good about Fang is that he could definitely dictate the early game. He has a lot of damage in the early game. That's why he's one of the scariest early gamers, especially even against alone. It's not going to be even a problem. So the damage is going to be coming from Fang in the early game. Then the Nua and the Luna will pick it up from there once we head onto the mid game and the late game.
Okay. It's the third game and we're winning it.
I feel like as
games
far
straight,
as
boys.
late game potential
3-2
goes,
boys.
it's definitely in favor of LM. However, there's a lot of early game potential from the side of BTK here, especially with the Shan pickup as well. It has potential to start to catch the enemy, because we've seen this. Shay has been very powerful. I want to look up the stats for her too, because I want to say there's an insurmountable amount of victories for them. But ladies and gentlemen, possibly last match of the series. BTK sitting at 0 LM with a commanding 2-0 lead.
Let's see if best player 1 would be able to play this correctly, like how Stick played it on our last series. So that is going to be the challenge here. Maybe this could be the reason why we go to game 4.
That's Anna now.
Yeah, and wouldn't that be a treat for us? Extend the night a little bit, but see a little bit of victory, a little bit of a light behind BTK's plays, and this is what we were talking about immediately. Already checking out the jungle there is the side of LM.
Yeah, for the side of LM, they're looking at the jungle, they're looking at the clearing, and right now BTK, with the amount of crowd control that they have, I like that they picked up the monster, right? That's the next best thing against. Wait, I think he's gonna die here. Shark?
As you were talking about that monster pickup. Ooh, actually takes a little bit of a stun there on the backside. Hoon puts on some damage, and Shark gonna have to back up because Whooshing very quickly seeing that damage comes out, goes ahead and pays a little bit of a visit to the mid lane, scares Shark away.
Yeah, for everyone watching, if you don't know how Steep Start's S2 of Zhuangzi works, it stacks. So the longer you fight him, the bigger the damage is gonna be, which is why we saw Shark almost dying. One more cast on that S2, he could have been dead.
Yeah, and that's just something you kind of learn as you pick up.
Really how can someone be
the first
so
time
weird?
BTK has kind of gotten roped into.
Okay, are we fighting now?
Oh, because they didn't understand that it was just going to get more and more powerful. A little bit of a fight here. Diving into the back line is Nuo. And Whooshing comes in, misses with the pickup, does get stunned out, and a little bit of suppression coming out from Now to secure their escape.
Yeah, one thing.
They're
gonna go in.
And just like that, they get taken out. Best player moves forward and gets taken down by Nuo. First blood by LM.
Clean triple dash from Nuo on that fight. I wasn't expecting that to be that clean.
Yeah, and man, this is already talking about the early game, the advantage we thought that maybe BTK might be able to hold on to. We've talked about, actually Chicken goes in, finds a little bit of a push there.
Yeah,
Whooshing takes a bit of damage. Shark
it's
on the
over.
back
I think we gotta do it.
Blast,
No more positivity. We gotta go negative now.
Able to kind of offset that pressure coming from LM.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at how they answer this. Legend again, just taking a brink of the pressure against BTK because he's gonna go solo again and again on the games that we're gonna have.
No, it's not.
And right now we can take a look at how they play this clash lane, because this is where the fights are gonna be and where Whooshing is gonna be Ezu, where is the most important part in this game.
Good thing is they're playing twice too much.
Continue. I want to say the bottom farm lane's been kind of left alone by both teams here. They're both being allowed to farm up, so that speaks well. It gives Mobazane, especially since we were talking about that's kind of one of his favorite heroes. The only problem is his ability to kind of come in, get that fevered barrage. We take a look at the gold and items here at the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, take a look at this, everybody, before we head into the Tyrant battle. Still going for that Blazing Cape for Whooshing. Oh, the pull?
Look crazy.
Yeah, big combo there lands for Now, and on the back end, Whooshing comes in, Hoon able to find and escape. Meanwhile, Shark in a little bit of trouble here, gets caught, has the box, finds himself a kill.
See, I told you.
Nuo.
I told you. We tried off negativity.
BTK, but it's answered by LM quickly.
Good kills for BTK, denying that Luna with just one button tick inside the box. Best player won.
Yeah, big push up there, lad. Whooshing comes in, looking for a push. Is he going to be able to find it there? Down goes best player. Even under the safety of his tower, Whooshing cannot be stopped.
Made it to 2 for 2. Whooshing might be dead.
Oh yeah, Shark and Fried Chicken looking to be able to kind of take him down. Big stun comes up. Shark able to pick up the kill there to reply in kind to Whooshing.
Yeah, for Nuo, he's not going to be even bothering on taking that Tyrant. On the side of BTK, it's still a 3 for 3. Still advantage on the gold when it comes down to it. BTK starting on this Tyrant, but LM just picking up on those pieces, picking up on their losses, and that's okay because they're just going to be farming after that.
Yeah, and I want to say right now, BTK trying to keep that pace up, trying to match LM's pace when it comes to some of these fights, some of these engagements back and forth. You can see here a little bit of that gold being refused from BTK to LM.
Yeah, right now, I think Nuo is going to be a key here, but I love how Shark answers whenever Nuo goes in. One thing inside the box is going to stop Nuo from going crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
speaking of
Wuxing
which,
is dead,
they
bro.
just go ahead, collapse around
Oh.
Wuxing, gets the push on a moment's aim, and he dives in, able to use that fevered barrage to find the cleanup onto Wuxing. 4-3, favor goes to BTK, but LM find themselves an Overlord and a tower at the top.
Great kill and great answer from Mobazane, almost from Wuxing. They still got the Overlord in the end here. They have to find a way to get somewhere else. 30 seconds on that. No!
Oh, and just like that, a big combo comes out from Now, and Nuo picks up the kill from the back end.
What a great play, time and time again from Nuo. Whenever he's allowed, whenever there's no presence of Shark on that part of the map, he's just gonna be dashing in on BTK.
Yeah, 4-4. The kills are lined up. Why Chicken
Wait,
goes for an
Badman got
engagement
purified?
onto Wuxing, actually doing a decent
Wait, am I
amount
tripping
of
ballsy?
damage. Both
How is that guy
parties
CCing you?
agree for a temporary parlay and digress from each other.
Yeah, Wuxing
Holy
was even
damage,
looking for it.
bro.
Emergence!
Yeah, best player's gonna have to get out of dodge. He doesn't have the
Still
health
stole it?
to be able to kind of. Yeah, it was stolen by the side of LM there. Best player had to disengage from that. He didn't have the health to be able to kind of take on a fight there. And this is kind of the value you start getting from the Now. He's going to be able to use that emergence, kind of be a menace on the entirety of the map.
Yeah, pretty important buff also
They get
for
to play
Nuo.
twice
Whenever
tomorrow,
he's getting
though.
like an Azure buff, it's gonna be
I did.
boosting his presence on the fights. Getting that extra mana is the problem with Luna, but when he gets the Azure buff, that problem is nullified. Hoon is dead.
Has slain an enemy.
Oh, and
Wait,
Hoon
what?
goes down. And I want to say we really haven't been able to see too much of what I thought would be a little bit of dominance when it comes to the CC from that Shay
Red
pickup.
team
Oh, here,
has
LM. They're going to make
destroyed
short
a
work of that
tower.
tower.
Tower's gonna be down. Nobazane trying to bait out members here of LM, and I think they can go here.
Yeah, they dive deep into the back line, get Save very low and taken down with the Annihilation Blast coming out from Now.
What a crazy shot.
Yo,
from Now.
look
He's
at
gonna
him
go in,
playing.
actually.
Yo! How is Mage,
Yeah, and
Mage
best
dashing
player
like
on the
that, bro?
side here, looking for an opportunity to clear out
Oh,
some
oh.
of those minions. Takes a heap of damage, able to clear out the minions, though. Save himself the tier 2 mid tower.
Super annoying, especially for that Sure. Whenever Ash gets close on his teammates Hoon, even if he gets a good Silky imprint, he's just gonna pop the butterfly effect and that's over. You're not gonna be able to pull anybody.
Oh, stun him.
Yeah,
Oh!
big
Oh,
combos
nice
that get
flash!
shut down there. Speaking of which, the big combos there. Fried Chicken on the
Wow.
back end drops Ash and Nuo very low. They're going to go ahead and
Has
disengage back to the
destroyed a
safety of their tower.
Oh yeah, they can't even chase down Ash at this point. Right now, after that kill, Newell, even with a Truth Mantra on him, he was still able to get away with just one dash.
Yeah, it is the BTK just not able to kind of put
Boom.
together.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay, got it.
Did he
Nice
steal that?
steal.
He
Yeah,
did
nice
indeed
steal.
steal that crimson buff. So at least getting those little marks is a shark here. 4 members up at the top, and BTK gonna go ahead and try to push into that clash lane.
Yeah.
Tier 1 tower of LM.
Blue team
Very thick wave
has
on the bot
destroyed
side of the
a
map.
tower.
That's gonna take down the tower for sure, unless best player 1 gets in time.
Oh yeah, and you see LM already starting on the Tyrant. Meanwhile, Wuxing, he doesn't even go for the Crimson buff. He lies in wait, hoping that BTK will come in here and he can try to get
There's
that
no more
cavalry
dash.
push out of them. Crimson buff goes over to LM.
Top?
Yeah, that's gonna be an easy steal again for the team. Looking for anything that they can get here just to deny some resources out of BTK.
Yeah, best player. I mean, unfortunately, there's just no answer. If he's going to try to dive in, he's going to get kind of shut down. So he's kind of stuck trying to clear out lanes, try to be as useful as he can as an assassin, especially when you're behind. That's the big problem for assassins when you're behind, is there's not much effect that you can have there. Nuo is able to find himself an escape. 4-6 right now, and I want to say about a 4K
Tournament is
gold
that hard,
for
bro. It was
LM.
global ban.
30
Once you pick
seconds on
a
the
hero,
Shadow
you can
Barrier.
play anymore.
Waiting for all of it, and BTK is being pushed away from this objectives just because of the towers that already got taken down. And LM is trying to set this up, try to clear waves for Newell first before they go into this Tyrant take.
Wuxing just lying in wait, the
This guy
patience
just-
on him.
look at him,
to
bro.
kind of, try to find himself an angle. He's not even
Holy
moving.
fuck,
Even though
Guan
there's
Yu's
2
right
members of
there
them,
again.
he just wants to make sure he's feeding out that information to his team.
Yeah. They only react to movement, which is why he's just placing himself at the far back of this map. Shadow Vanguard, Shadow Overlord might be the target here of BTK.
Yeah, but they already have, LM already has vision on it. You can see Ash right there. Fried Chicken comes out trying to stop the push in. He does find himself a Truth, a Mantra legend, able to get away while Nua swoops in from the back. Onto Fried Chicken. Mobazane comes in with a fevered barrage, but gets quickly dismantled. Shark on the run, and so is Hoon, who looks like to be able, he gets taken down as well. It's just Shark alone here. He's going to try to teleport back to base and try to offset this push.
18 seconds on the clock here for their side before anybody comes out. This is going to be a high ground tower push for this side.
Yeah, Shark's
not even defending. Shark
up there, kind of styling up there, and this might be a wipe there for the side of BTK.
Wow.
A clean sweep for LM against BTK.
LM taking a 3-0 against BTK in this matchup. What a great matchup we've seen here for the team. And you can definitely see the sportsmanship here for this, guys, because LM, what a performance during that game.
Yeah, really setting the tone there.
It's
really
okay.
kind of showing that
Chat,
they had
we're winning
the answer.
tomorrow
I talked
for
about
sure.
it before. They've got the most experience of
We have 2 games
against
tomorrow. We're
BTK,
gonna be
so they
properly
understand what they can
warmed
do
up.
with a lot of these picks. And it just felt like time and time again, match after match, they had the answer, whether it was in the draft or in the play style. Even with the Shay, who can be pretty oppressive, and a pretty oppressive mage, they were able to find those answers with the Zhuangzi.
Yeah, I love the Zhuangzi pick there, especially against the Dharma. Fried Chicken had a hard time finding those Truth Bancha plays during that whole game because the butterfly
tomorrow
is
6-0
canceling everything that he does.
It's gonna be 12-0 for the weekend.
It was such a checkmate, just even in the first battle, which was the draft.
12-0.
I only wish I could get those type of Zhuangzi players on my team during ranked because it goes a very different way. But here, LM, all professional, all dominant here. 3 wins against the BTK as we take a look at some of the final stats.
Yeah, you can see the effort here for BTK. You can see some
they go sleep, I go
shining
sleep.
moments from Mobazane, from Stark using the Tink inside the box against Nuo. And even with that, we're still able to get some very nice kills. LM just had the better end of the stick here in this game because Nuo was allowed to farm. He was going crazy with it whenever he's allowed to go in.
Stop glazing, bro. Not letting you hit.
LM just got the upper hand there.
But I see you all again tomorrow.
Yeah,
we're gonna watch
just
the 2
the
series.
later the match got on, of course, it was going to go into favor. That was the way the composition was rolling. It was going to start going into favor of LM. And we really kind of saw that when BTK, they tried to press the early advantage.
Is gonna be
tried to kind of continue that pace, but slowly but surely the advantage started to look up from LM.
So,
and you can take a look here. Probably one of the more dominant gold graphs that we've seen through these games against BTK.
Yeah, again, almost the same
Tomorrow
story as game number 2, right, Private? Because this is the same story. There was a bit of a stable fight on the first 4 minutes, then...
Bitch the hell up, man. You have a good night. Peace! This loss was expected? No, it's not, bro. We were supposed... Man, don't look at me like that, man. Lipo part. Yup, you're right. Lipo part. You have a good night. Peace!